Hello and welcome to all of you. In today's lecture, we are going to look at some remaining oxidizing reagents. These are abbreviations. IBX is iodoxybenzoic acid. Tempo is this reagent, piperidinilyl 2266 tetramethyl piperidinilyl N-oxide radical. Then DMP is derived reagent from this. If you put acetic acid and anhydride, you will get this DMP, that is Des-Martin periodinen. Then CAN is ceric ammonium nitrate. LTA is lead tetraacetate. HiO4 is periodic acid. MCPB is metachloroperbenzoic acid. O3 is ozone, and that last one is silver oxide. Now the mechanism part first we'll see, and if time permit we'll see the examples also pertaining to these reactions. So first of all we are starting with IBX. This is iodoxybenzoic acid, and you can see that the oxidation number of iodine here is 2, 3, 4, and then maximum is 7 and minimum can be 1. So if you treat it with alcohol, the alcohol attacks, OH goes off, you get the intermediate. Then this double bond oxygen takes a proton. Once again this CH bond is utilized in making the aldehyde carbonyl, and this one becomes, now here plus 5 is becoming plus 3. So that is how it is getting reduced and oxidizing the alcohol to aldehyde. Now I will talk about this reagent. Now this is derived reagent. If you treat this IBX with acetic anhydride and acetic acid, you will get this compound Des-Martin periodinen. Periodinen because the so many bonds are there with oxygen, and then if a secondary alcohol reacts with this, 1 mole of acetic acid goes off and you get this intermediate. The second mole of acetic acid goes off and you get the monoacetate and the ketone. So this molecule, where in iodine you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5 is becoming plus 3. So once again this reagent is undergoing reduction and it is oxidizing the secondary alcohol to ketone. Now this is a peculiar reagent, Tempo, tetramethyl piperidinilyl N-oxide, that is the name. When this is subjected to secondary oxidizing reagent, this becomes N double bond O, then addition of alcohol to this will make this N-oxide, and wherein nitrogen will have 4 bonds. So 4 bonds means it should have positive charge. Then this O minus takes a proton and it becomes hydroxyl group, and in the process you get RCHO. RCHO is going out, and this can be oxidized, or the proton can be removed. The single electron oxidation you can say, using K3 efficiency or the similar oxidizing reagent, and you are generating the compound once again, and that can be recycled. It can react with another molecule, and thereby it can be a continuous process or chain process. I will just clean this part so that we can see the remaining things. Now the next reagent is ceric ammonium nitrate. Now ceric ammonium nitrate, there are 2 applications. One is this itself is used as a nitrating agent, and this is also used for the oxidizing reagent. So the mechanism, it is single electron oxidation mechanism, So I'll just write and then I'll explain. The steric or this will have bonds N, and similarly all 5 more bonds would be there, like this kind of thing, and that's why it is a complex structure. Plus like -2 charge would be there, that is compensated with this. So NO3 6 is -6, this is +4, this is +2, that is how it is neutral molecule. So when this is used for the oxidation purpose, then one compound we are taking. So this a diol is stated with CAN, this is the abbreviation. What you will get? You will get the, I am not putting the groups, actually some groups are there, but this is steric for +4. The oxidation number remains same because you are having so many bonds. And now from here this breaks into another O 4 O radical. Now this one is the intermediate minus C O radical can give you another intermediate wherein you will have O dot here and radical here straight away. Now these two combines and you get the formation of 5-membered So what is happening here? You are getting rid of one oxygen, and now let me put it properly so that you will not have any problem in understanding. Let me put direct bonds. So this diol becomes the cyclic ether. Now you can see that one oxygen is lost. So this is a process wherein cerium is undergoing reduction and is oxidizing the compound. Okay. Now the next reagent, that is lead tetraacetate. Now lead tetraacetate, the color of lead tetraacetate is snow white and diacetate is black in color. Now lead tetraacetate is generally stored in glacial acetic acid, that is to avoid the color change, because it has to be snow white. And the best application of this reagent is, I will just take one simple example for the sake of illustration. Now this is your lead tetraacetate. I am just writing it randomly so that, see that this one goes up, comes here, this goes up. So 2 moles of acetic acids are lost in the process and you get the lead complex, you can say OAC. Now after this, this kind of cleavage will give you, if you are working with substituted compound. Now if substitutions are there, you will get different compound and so on. So lead tetracetate, the role is it brings about oxidative cleavage of diols to the corresponding carbonyl compound. So it can be aldehyde or ketone depending upon the substitution. If I put methyl here, this will be ketone and so on. So this, and what is the outgoing entity? The byproduct is lead diacetate. The oxidation number I will put here +4, this is +2. So lead is undergoing reduction and the diol is undergoing oxidation. So that is how the redox reaction is balanced. The reagent is undergoing reduction, the substrate is undergoing oxidation and so on. Okay. The next reagent is HiO4. The other parallel reagent is NaIO4. I will just put the structure first. This is HiO4, or it can be ONA, that is sodium periodate. The use is once again it is restricted to the diol. So let me take one diol of this butene, like 2,3 dihydroxybutane, and here I can show that this is the compound, the HiO4. Initially you can show the involvement of oxygen lone pair. So iodine oxygen double bond works as a sink, and you can show the removal of hydroxyl, and this one goes off. I will show the delocalization here. The second will attack and this will become OH. So ultimately what you have, O, both these oxygens will have bond with iodine. Now two of its double bonds are retained and third becomes OH. You can show this way or that way, but the net result is same. After this, the oxidative cleavage, and iodine is getting its electrons back. Now this will be into 2 because you are working with a symmetrical compound. And what is going off? I will just put it as it appears. This is HiO3. We have started with HiO4. So this is +7, this is +5. So your reagent is undergoing reduction and the compound is undergoing oxidation. So sodium periodate, the similar mechanism can be given. Now instead of OH it will be ONA and so on. So the purpose is same. Even NaIO4 is also used for the oxidative cleavage of diols. It has got wide applications because you can work with any diol and the yield is quantitative, no further oxidation is observed, and that's why these reagents are specific reagents and that's why they are more useful synthetically. Now the reagent MCPBA. Now this MCPBA reagent we have already seen, but just it is coming in the list, so let me put it. MCPBA stands for metachloroperbenzoic acid. Now metachloroperbenzoic acid. Now per acid is O3 CO3H, not CO2H. CO2H is acid, CO3H is per acid. Now once this is there, then we have seen with the olefin. Now today also I will show it with olefin only. let me put it as it appears. OH, O, C double bond O. This is your metachloroperbenzoic acid. Now what happens is, we have seen that this is plus delta, this is minus delta, so double bond attacks there. This comes here, this comes here, this goes here. So this is a concerted type mechanism, and you can see that there is a formation of epoxide. These two are anti, so the hydrogens are also anti. So that is written, and the per acid becomes acid. So this and CO2H. So metachloroperbenzoic acid becomes benzoic benzoic acid, and this is losing one oxygen, that means it is undergoing reduction. This can be treated with H2O2, and once again you can get this, or you can use trifluoroacetic acid instead of this. Now these two are very popular reagents in case of epoxidation, MCPBA and trifluoroacetic acid. Now the next reagent is ozone. Even we have seen ozone in case of addition reactions. Ozone can be generated from the electric discharge. So let me put one simple example. Cyclic or acyclic, you can take any example for that matter. And this ozone, you can put the dipolar structure. Even I can put O plus here, O minus here, no problem. Now this one attacks here, this attacks here, and the positive charge of oxygen is compensated. Now let me put this groups here, O, O and O. This is molozonide. Now this molozonide reorganizes or rearranges. This is a small rearrangement, you can say. Now here I will put double bond O, O minus, and this side it is double bond O. Now let me put it inside so that I can show the further reaction easily. Now this is plus, so driving force is this attacks here and positive charge is neutralized. So as a consequence of this, what we have, these methyls would be there, this is there, and now you got a bond with this. This is ozonide, and if we treat it, I will show this way. If zinc water is used, this is reductive workup, we are going to get the ketone, diketone, you can say. So this is you are starting with olefin and going to the carbonyl compound. So this is one of the old method for the detection of double bond, and before spectroscopy this was the extensively used method. Now silver oxide, the mechanism part will just quickly go through, and it is not very convincing, but I will just put the mechanism here. RCHO, Ag plus, Okay, now from here this aldehyde you can show the Ag plus. So you get this radical cation, then OH minus attacks, then silver, which the role of silver maybe plus silver. Now this silver may have stabilized this. Now this O dot, a small rearrangement is there, and this comes here. So and Ag once again this combines with radical, and you get this electron is taken up, so that positive charge is there, and then it is a type of geminal diol which tautomerizes to the carbonyl group. So silver oxide, one application we have seen today. Maybe in next lecture we will see some more applications. Mechanism part rarely asked for silver oxide because it is radical path. So remaining things are there. So what we'll do, we'll stop today, and next time I'll come up with more examples on all these topics, and we'll try to recap the earlier things also. For today, thank you very much for your attention, and we'll continue in the next lecture. Thank you.